Hey folks, and welcome to a video from BiomagHealer and a Plain Truth. Please excuse the sketching out of the screen. I haven't figured out what's going on there, but I wanted to share some important information for you here about biomagnetism. It's going to be taking over the world in time, and we know this because they've held 22 international conferences on biomagnetism, yet nobody even knows what biomagnetism is, because it's the greatest healing protocol the world has ever known. Everybody can do it, but they have to make it into a machine. They have to make it into a profit center. They have to make it so you don't understand the mechanics of what's going on, so you must trust the guys in the white coats. So what I'm saying is this is going to be exploding biomagnetic healing, and I just wanted to share with you how you can do it yourself and why you don't need all these entities that are selling you things to make you feel better. I mean, look at this. Can magnets cure depression? This is the American Psychological Association back in 2015. And look at all the equipment they have here, folks. They got this thing and that thing. All they are is magnets. They're just magnets inside. That's all that's going on here. And they elaborately just put up all this crap. Oh, how about transcranial magnetic stimulation to reduce suicidality? And here we're seeing that suicides received when they got the effects of magnetism, suicide rates dropped precipitously. They're calling it transcranial magnetic stimulation. All right, so I wanted to show you, let's go to here first. Why this is so important, for one, as everybody knows, but it just needs to hit home. 1 in 4 children, 1 in 4 youth, 1 in 4 teenagers, 1 in 4 20-somethings, your children, your friends' children, your family's children, they're going to be checking out very soon because they see no future. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. 1 in 4, 25%, numbers going up because they ain't going to get better for them. And the parents don't know what to do. But we have a say in this. Suicide ideation, they call it. No, suicide, idea of suiciding. 1 in 4 people, 18 to 24, considered suicide in 30 days preceding the study. So 1 in 4 youth, teenagers, just thought about committing suicide. Okay, so what can we do about it? What can we do about it? What can we do about it? And that's what I want to get into today. There's something you and I and every single person listening to this can and possibly will do. All right, if you get your head in the game. All right, so this is a image I brought up, and I want to show you here. Let me show you this first. And all you need is 2 magnets, a pair. It works on polarity, positive pushing, negative pulling. Feminine pulling in, the attraction principle, masculine pushing out, the creative principle. So here we're going to go over in a minute all the different placements where you can place. This is a black magnet, black, red. So these placements on your brain, around your head, different areas for different issues, emotional issues. Okay, cruelty and hate. We'll go over those in a minute, but what I want to show you first was this. I have my camera in front of me, so I got a screen around it. And how we can all learn these placements. And here in the upper left, you can see these magnets. These are neodymium N52 rare earth magnets at 1,000 to 1,100 Gauss minimum, up to 3,000 Gauss. And you can get these at Total Elements. We sell them as well. I put these on this mannequin here to address the issues. And I wanted to show you just in this head placement alone, and there's on the back too, but on these head placements alone, just alone, these are the issues that can be addressed. Not all of them, but many of these issues can be addressed with these placements you see above on the head, which we're going to go into in a minute. Common cold, fevers, flu symptoms, runny nose, TMJ, lockjaw, insomnia, fatigue, respiratory, shortness of breath, MS, rashes, diarrhea, nosebleeds, halitosis, eye strain, balance, childhood learning, slowness, dementia, vomiting, sex appetite, inflammation, muscle pain. Have I hit any one of you yet? bronchitis, breast lymphatic issues, trauma, mononucleosis, self-esteem, drug addiction, excess emotions, insecurity, digestion, nerves, and numbness, anger, loss of humor, brain fog, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, aggression, fear, irritability, loneliness, moody, suicidal, inspiration, intuition, pineal gland cleansing, elderly, temperature control from just these placements I'm about to show you, that every single one of you listening can do for yourselves, can do for your family. You do these placements for your children, you're going to have a new child after 15, 20 minutes. It's amazing how this works. So what I want to show you physically is how we're going to take these magnets here. And these are the N52 neodymiums that at usbiomag.com, Dr. Garcia sells. And then we also sell a pair for $12. And this is the negative side, which is a pulling action. It pulls you back into an alkaline state. It pulls you back into homeostasis. It pulls you back into balance. The red is a pushing. It pushes you from being fatigued. It pushes more nutrients and energy into your body. It pushes you back into balance, because all we're seeking is balance. And once we get homeostasis balance of a pH between 7.0 and 7.3, toxicity can't live. The pathogens can't live. So that's our goal. The other thing to realize is that 80% to 90% of all physical issues are emotionally based. So that's why we're going to go over emotions today, because it's critical to do placements for emotion, not just for everybody, but for yourselves as well in these times that we're dealing with. Depression, anger, loss, loneliness, fear, anxiety, all of those. And 2 magnets can help you in 15 minutes, can help anybody in 15 minutes. Anybody can be helped in 15 minutes. One more principle of magnetism. All right. So you've got a red and a black. Opposites attract, right? Right? Little DNA lesson. Out of 10 billion DNA strands in our body and in the universe, the very first creation of all life is 2 DNA strands. You got A, G, C, and T. 2 female DNAs are created first. The very first creation is 2 females, right? And if 2 females try and get together, I'm sorry, 2 females, black and black, try and get together, and they resist. Yet somehow they're attracted enough to create life, and they create a male. That's the first DNA that's created, is a male. The 2 females hook up and they create males. So now you have a male and a female, and a male and a female. 2 pairs of DNA. That's the beginning and base of all life, 2 pairs of DNA. Now what happens next? What do? They replicate. And in their replication, they make a base copy of themselves that sits on the opposite side. Okay? So it's a replication of themselves. So when you're calling up these these subtle, ultra low vibrational frequencies at the atomic, subatomic level, these cells of energy that we're dealing with here with magnetism, this is what you're calling on, is the RNA, because it's a mirror of our DNA. So it can give it off without losing anything. It's a replication at the base of our DNA, okay? So that's how magnets work. There's a attraction principle, there's a repulsion principle, and then there's the toroidal field, where no matter what I put this attraction to, if it's black side, it holds. If it's red side, it holds. Push, pull, toroidal field. The toroidal field goes up and around and down and through, just like through the earth on a flat earth, down, through, up and around. The Antarctic Circle is like a big speaker. Magnetic center, positive circle. Just like a magnet and a speaker, same idea, same principle. And the ocean is the electrolysis that makes the alternating current so it works. Current, get current, see? So that's the salt in the water makes the current so the electrolysis can occur, electrolytes, right? So that's how that works. All right, so let's get into healing. And we'll go through these and I'll show you the placements, how to do this. So here we see, and this is Dr. Garcia's book, Practitioner's Guide to BiomagHealing, that anyone can get. and you can start healing. Or you can just use this video, stop it, pause it, and you can see all these different placements. It's hard to see the black placement here on the pineal, but you see pineal, medulla, and generally the first word is where the black placement goes, and medulla is the red. And the other note, if you see the image, the color, that goes face down. So if I see red, I'm going to flip that over right where it's at and put it face down. He's showing you what placement should be down. So this affects the nervous systems, tingling, numbness, toes, extremity, spreads from person to person, okay? And so you can do these if you have people that have oxygen and headaches. Here's depression, anxiety, pineal classifying, pineal gland clearing. This is a good overall tune-up one. And then here you can see two different positions. One's a vertical placement, nose to back of head, and one's a horizontal. And once you learn how to muscle scan, I got a video on muscle scanning, you can determine which way it goes, or you can just try. Again, you only need, if you're in the areas between latitudes between San Francisco, New York, London, that way, you need 15 to 16 minutes tops of putting the magnets on. Any more doesn't do anything better or worse. But if you're up farther north, Canada and whatnot, you probably want to do 20 minutes. If you're down south, amigos, you need only like 10, 12 minutes because you're closer to the center of the magnet. So this is so for sleep or irrationality and brain fog, eyes, moody, sleep balance. All right, anger, aggressiveness, and humor. So this is the Bonilla pair, extreme aggressiveness. Here's temperature control for elderlies too. I do this with my dad. It helps him greatly with his temperatures. And let me just show you this placement right here. You see where they are? You can maybe see the black is hard to see. Temporal, R is right, red is left. So how would I make if I wanted to deal with my son, he's being very aggressive and I need to calm him down, what would I do? So all I would do, and just look at what side the picture's on, 90% of the placements of black go on the right and 10% on the left because we're so pushed out of balance. So here in this one placement, let me bring up, you can see the placement black in front of the red at the top of the hat. So simply all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the black down in the front, okay, black down on the right side of my skull, right in front of my ear, because the red is right over my ear. Try and get it as close and exact to the placements as you want and can. So now I put these placements, maybe you can see them just inside this Carhartt hat. It's got a nice flip on it. It's easy to do. You can use a headband, you can use tape, whatever. You can also use two magnets and put them on top of each other and hold it that way as well. But I like this hat because I can just slide in, make sure I get the right ones down. And here I got it, that position right above the ear. Please activate for 15 minutes to help my son with his aggression or with my aggression, whatever you can choose to do. So now I've set it for 15 minutes. That's it. And you can muscle test and say, do I need to do this daily, every other day, every 3 days? Then I do this placement every 3 days. Or you can do it with however you want. Okay, here's brain fog, eyes, dementia. Okay, a reovirus. Improves circulation of the brain, brain fog. So this just can help you with clarity. And again, you can see the black's on the front, the right. So let's say I want to do this placement as well, but I already have a placement in there already on my head. So all I have to do is add a magnet. Boom. Black down. And where do you want the red? You want it on the other side? Boom. Piece of cake. Now I've got two placements. I'm dealing with fatigue, sleep, eyes, dementia, just with two sets of placements for 15 minutes. How about anxiety and fear? See how the placements are very similar around here? And if you look inside the brain and the circuitry, so let me bring this up here. So generalized and coordinated movements, adverse movements, activations, there's all different parts of the brain that get affected. So what we're doing is using frequency modulation, subtle vibrational universal energy. See down here, right above the ears, we're talking about memories and fear, visual memories, the cerebral cortex, visuals in the back, weight loss. So there are placements you can do. How does a finger move? Well, it's the thought telling the nerve to tell the finger to move. So we're not dealing with the finger, which everybody deals with the low-hanging fruit in Western medicine. We're dealing with the nerves, the causal factors. We're getting into the emotions of how we think, act, and do. And so these charts can show you just a little bit more on the brain. The brain waves, beta, alpha, delta, theta, and gamma. We're consciousness beings. So here we are dealing with the brain waves using magnets that talk directly to the brain waves. And that's why this works. It's talking apples and apples to heal. It's elegant, it's simple, and it's beautiful. And then Western medicine has to concoct it all up to make it seem like it's so tight. And the other thing, this is really hard to see, but the proof of magnetic antennas in the brain, let me get a better chart here. All right. So this study by the California Institute of Technology, magnetic crystals in the cerebral cortex, 5 million magnetite crystals per gram of brain cell, 5 million, 100 million magnetite crystals per gram of the cerebral cortex. Crystals can sense very weak signals and react to them. And you see how it can hit the optic nerve, midbrain, medulla oblongata, cerebellum, pineal gland, cerebrum. This is why this works. This is why this stuff works. And I just want to show you a few more here of these charts. Bear with me, please. So this is the magnetic frequency on the right of magnets. And then on the left is the figure of a brain and its magnetism. See, the structure is almost exactly identical. That's why biomagnetism works. It's talking apples and apples. And when you understand that nerves go all throughout the body, and so if we're affecting the nerves with these magnets and stimulating the nerves or activating the nerves or undoing blockage in the nerves, then it's going to go down throughout your whole body and your lungs and your heart and your spleen and your stomach and your kidney if you find the right nerves. That's what the game is. Balance, harmonic frequency, subtle, universal energy balance using the ether. Excuse me. And if you're wondering what's behind me, these are mannequins, Maggie Quinn and Manny Quinn. And I've done the magnets of Dr. Garcia's placements, over 300 placements, pairs on these mannequins that I can use to set my intentions to activate the magnets. You do not have to be there in person. You don't have to do it to yourself. You can set your intention towards healing or helping others with these protocols. One more thing on the brain. Many don't know that there's 12 cranial nerves. Okay, so smell, eye movement, face sensation, taste, swallowing. Some people say they're losing their taste from the CV stuff. Well, that's where they hit you, is right in here. So once we do the placements and we go to the central source of the problem, we get the central sources of the solution. That's what's so beautiful about biomagnetism and these placements I'm showing you here today. So let's get into more placements, and then you can see where you can just go through and just stop it and put the placements on. So I've already done these placements here for Rocky Mountain Spartan fever. Now I'm going to go to the next one here. This is for lockjaw. Anybody has lockjaw, tightness, you see anybody with nervous breakdowns, anybody that's losing it, cerebellum. You can't really see the black here, but it's in the back of the skull. You take a black magnet and you put it at the base. Just stick it right in the slot right there. It's almost right perfectly there. Black on the right, and then red on the left. Nervous breakdowns? Maybe just alleviated it. Maybe just put it on hold. Convulsive crisis, epileptic seizures. Remember, everybody's trying to get hemp oil for that. Here's your placements. And also, you can ask, if you can learn a muscle test, you can ask if I need more placements. If this is a strong nervous breakdown, should I put another pair of magnets? If I get a yes, all I got to do is add magnets. It just sticks right to it. Boom, done. Doubled it up, doubled the power. Breath, world hate and cruelty. Anybody hating the world right now? Anybody feeling an emotional attachment? Feeling the world is cruel? Medulla and heart. And you see here on the heart, is kind of hard to see, but red on the heart, black on the medulla. So if I want to add this placement here, all I do is take one more magnet, put black again, stack it up. And now I put red on my heart. And again, I could use tape. Just take red down, Okay, red is going down. I'm putting it on my heart. Your heart is just to the right of your sternum, if you don't know where it is. And then I put the placement right on top. You see black up, that means red's down. Now I'm activated for 15 minutes. Boom, done. Hey, maybe hate and cruelty in the world I won't feel so bad about now. Maybe my heart will start beating at a more regular beat. Here's another one, the Atlas. Remember Atlas carrying the weight of the world? Look where the placement is. Right at the neckline, right at the hairline of the back of the neck. That's where you carry the weight of the world. Mood swings. This one's for bipolar syndrome, severe depression, people that wake up in the middle of the night between 2 and 5. Notice the occipital just above the cerebellum medulla. And again, horizontal placements, black on the right, red on the left. And again, these are down, occipital, depression, fatigue, psychosis. So if I'm feeling depressed, whatever, I put these placements on. Hey, maybe I'm starting to feel better. Also helps with Epstein-Barr virus. These are V for virus, E for emotions in these little codes up here. This P is for parasite. So there's the inner ear, anybody with tinnitus, anything like that. Put this on, it works great. Crackling, ticking, asymptomatic for years, can affect birds and animals as well. Lymphatic system, breasts, women that wear wire bras and whatnot. This is an excellent one for you. It's a little hard to see, but black here right in the front above the eye here, the chiasm. Black on the right, red on the left. This is called the devil's horn placement for confusion, bipolar, headaches, right at the hairline. Confusion, headaches, psychological, psychiatric disorders may damage somatic nervous system. This is a good tune-up one too. Pituitary, and you can see horizontal or vertical placements. The endocrine system, thyroids, sexual disorders. Here's the pole again. Again, it does different things. This is speech disorder, balance. My dad wasn't able to play golf because he's in the 90s and balance was out. So I gave him some of this placement here and he went out and played golf right away. Again, psychological body conformity issues. Do you love yourself enough? Self-esteem, mental trauma. This is something for children, something for ladies, something for everybody. Again, where's the placement? The superciliary, right in front between the eyes, and then again in the back of the medulla. Notice how key the medulla is in the back of the skull for placement. Okay, overbearing character, shyness, fear. Another one for fear, not in the head, but is put them on your kneecaps. Black on the right down, red on the left down for fear, right at your knees. That's a very, very good one for fear. This is intense headaches, flu-like symptoms, right inside the nose. Frontal sinuses, disorders such as common cold. Here you do the placements, black on right, red on left. These are headaches, insomnia, nausea for placements. And then when you see this is a virus V, and then down here, these are extra other placements that can help. So maybe some of these other placements will go along with helping with irritability, fears, suffocation, tremors, sweats, anxiety, lungs, and emotions. There's over 130 different emotions that Dr. Garcia has listed that we can do placements for. Lacral, respiratory infections, really good for children. You want to check to find out if it's a bone, a gland, a duct, or the sacs. A virus for fatigue, pregnancies, severity, MS, diarrhea, headaches, chronic causes many years, headaches, flu, stomach, mold. Most people have mold in their homes and they don't even know it. So this is a very good one for mold in your homes. Molar tooth. Anybody have pains in their tooth? This is a very good one for helping with pain in the tooth. Nasal clearing, snorting drugs. Anybody that has detoxing needed, this is an excellent one for that. TMJ, teeth infection, children, cough, throat, loneliness. All right, so here we see loneliness, hippocampus, cerebellum, amygdala. So these are the placements, and you see red, black, or red, black. So the hippocampus here, and you also may found the postpenial pituitary. You can look these up on an anatomy chart if you're not sure where the placements are in the body. Just look up the names and see where they are, or you can look at them by these charts. So brain mapping is a huge, huge, huge business. They've been spending billions and billions and billions every single year on brain mapping, studying what's between our ears and what's behind our eyes. And this amount of money every year they spend is to study how we behave, what we do, what we're doing, why we do what we do, how we do what we do, and then to influence that behavior as well as to how they can control it, how they can modify it, how they can change it. All right. Well, on the flip side, again, as the darkest hour gets the darkest, we get light. And that light is learning how to self-heal through biomagnetism. That light is something that's going to be very available to us, or is available to us right now. This is a chart of brain mapping by Dr. Garcia using biomagnetic placements. So if I was checking somebody, he would go to sporting events in high schools and help kids that had brain trauma injuries, traumatic brain injuries, TBIs. So he developed this chart for healing. So you can go and scan somebody just on this brain chart alone and affect change, finding nerve endings, cancer locations, because all things come back to the brain eventually and to the mind. So this is a most excellent chart to study and to get to know. And then also, I want to show you one more thing here. This is Dr. Garcia's account. Dr. Garcia, a medical doctor for 25 years, last 13 doing solely beyond biomagnetism. And he took from Dr. Goy. So well, his father-in-law, the story goes, he tells, his father-in-law tripped down some stairs and cracked his head open on a freezer door. And on that freezer door, it cut it open where emergency room trauma was needed. And with his wife standing there, her father bleeding, the mother, the scene chaotic, Dr. Garcia muscle tested and said, no, I can do this. And so all he used was star cream, mother of pearl cream, DMSO cream, and 3M sterile strips. And he said the pain disappeared immediately. It's just using magnets, folks. Nothing but these creams and magnets. Pain disappeared immediately, immediate drainage of the edema, no hematomas, no edema, no pain, no infections, accelerated heating, avoided stitches, ER visit, and huge medical bill. And then he tells you how to do it. He tells you how to go about to heal if you wanted to heal. I mean, these are things that are available to us all. And you can see the huge cut on the head April 16th. He stitched it up on the 17th. You can see how big that cut was on the 24th. So a week later, the infection is closed up. By April 29th, it's all closed up. And by September, you can't see it anymore. No scars, no nothing, no ER, no surgical consultant, and no medical bills. Why don't they want us to know this? Why don't they want us to know that we can heal ourselves? So in closing here, this is a chart I took from Dr. Garcia's practitioner's guidebook and broke it down into different issues. And here I have it under emotions. And you can just, once you learn the muscle scan, you can go through this and you can find out what placements are needed or wanted. Now here's ones for depression. And again, these mostly are covered in head placements. You have some, the occipital, the pineal gland we covered. Here's the lung, medulla. There's some other places for placements as well, not just by the head. But the head one covers like 80 to 90% of placements. Trauma, loss, fear, stress, panic, anger, suicide, right here. All these placements Dr. Garcia has found to help alleviate, mitigate, and heal people that are having these emotional issues, which cause physical issues that we all can learn. We all can be a part of this. We all can learn biomagnetic healing. We all can just get a pair of magnets and learn these placements and set them. And then with this hat, if you wanted to, you could bring the hat down over your eyes. Okay. There's another excellent placement in the black on the right. Which one's black? There. Black on the right, red on the left. And then I could take the ones that are done with 15 minutes. Am I done? Yes. Then I could put black on the right, red on the left over inside my ears for the tinnitus and deal with that. And then I got one more pair. Where are they? Right here. There they are. And I want to do one more pair. Well, I got it here. Okay. And that's on my nose for detox. Any of you have been on the white powder, the Peruvian marching gods over your days and the time, it's probably still something in there. You can put those right over your nose and help with anything going on with the nose for detox and things like that. Easy peasy, 15, 20 minutes, you're done. Everybody can do it. You can do a full healing protocol in a half hour to 45 minutes. If you have one pair of magnets, you can do one placement every 15 minutes. If you have two pair of magnets, you can do two placements every 15 minutes. And if you have three pair of magnets, 15 to 20 or 10. Okay. So you could do every 15, 20 minutes, you could do 3 sets of placements. That's 9 different placements for healing in 1 hour. Or you can do a timeout with your children. Your child is having issues with anxiety and depression. Okay, black on the right, red on the left. Sit down, Johnny, timeout, put the hat on. Boom. He puts the timeout healing hat on and immediately Johnny feels better and he's back up and he's not bugging mom. And mom goes, what was that? I want that. And now every mother in their homes has a hat, a healing hat that they put over when the child's feeling lonely, depressed, angry, sad, suicidal. We have answers, folks. We just got to get motivated to do it. Hopefully this will motivate you. As I said, you can get the Dr. Garcia's magnets at usbiomag.com. We sell them here at biomaghealer.com. Place your orders, get magnets. You can get them at Total Elements. But if they don't have the sleeves on them, they're more difficult to work with because they don't slide on and off as easy. So that's why having these vinyl sleeves are very helpful. So that's all I got. I got placements for insomnia. I got placements for back pain. I got placements for so many other ailments and issues, almost everything. We can find detox from heavy metal spraying. We can find artificial intelligence from chips in you. We can find in your pets, we can help. We can do so many things to help, but you can learn them yourselves. Learn to fish. I offer a 6-hour self-healing webinar that you can learn and download, and people have learned and downloaded, got a pair of magnets, got Dr. Garcia's book, got my spreadsheet, learned how to muscle scan, and they're off. And they're off to heal. And hundreds and thousands are learning to do this right now today. And we're having great success. Great success. One more thing, just a little sidebar here. How magnets work. Plastic cup holder, N52 half-inch neodymium magnet. I put this in. I put the magnet in. Okay. In the bottom there, I get another one and put it against the other side. They're gonna hold together. And I take them apart and I put on one side of my washing machine here on the inside drum and one over here. Okay, they stick like magnets. They'll stick right to the metal. And guess what? With 2 of these, you never have to use laundry detergent again. How cool is that? No toxic cleaners, no spending money every week. Oh, by the way, 1/3 less water. You just run your water on rinse cycle because it creates structured water. You don't need laundry detergent. All you need is these. Hit me up. I'll send you a pair for almost nothing. Anyway, that's all I got. Let's heal the world. Do your placements, do your magnets. Come on. Everybody can do this. Bada bing. Bada boom. Easy peasy. Heal the world. 15 minutes. I'm feeling better. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, I wanted to do that again. That made me feel so good. Oh my God, my nerves are tingling. My energy's up. My fatigue is gone. I slept through the night. My son's not as depressed. There goes a hawk flying right in front of me right here. That's so cool. So there's so many options we have to heal. Biomagnetism, as I showed you in that studies of depression and loneliness, they prove it works, but they got to create the big mechanics, the big machines, and all the big industry to sell. We don't need sell. We need education and magnets. That's all we need. A little idea how to use them and then using them. Please, let's heal the world, folks, one at a time, one by one. Magnets, our children, for all the future emotions we're going to be feeling inside going forward. Biomagnetism heals. Tag. Let's make you it. Peace and love to you all. Hang in there, folks. It's going to be a ride from here, but we'll get through it. Biomagnetism to heal the world. Peace and love.